Hello, hi, Sanbonani, and welcome to today's episode of Elevate. It is Youth Month, so we're celebrating abantu abasha who are doing absolutely extraordinary things. And Disambili Sethu Sanamhlanje is exactly that. He just recently graduated from the University of KwaZulu-Natal with 21 distinctions. Not just a distinction about 21, summa cum laude, 14 merits. Angazi nami ukuthi uyenza kanjani, but today we are going to find out, especially ngoba umuntu ophila with dwarfism and scoliosis. Usiyabonga wakaKhumalo. Siyabonga. Engathi po 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 po.
Po uyatika lo sound impela.
Sawubona siyakwamukela ku-Elevate.
Unjani ngiyabonga for having me today.
Oh ngiyaphila. It's such a pleasure for us to have umuntu omusha like yourself. You are 21 years young, very very young, but izinto ozenzayo ziyasimangaza. So today I just want us to reflect on your journey. Siqale emumva la uvela khona. You're from eNquthu. Uyakhula eNquthu. You are growing up. Ungasithatha nje usibeke esithombeni ukuthi ukhula kunjani.
Okay, so thank you so much for this. Njengoba usu-introduceile uyena ke uMr 21 at 21. Ophuma phansi kwelaba shokobezi eNquthu. So ke growing up, from eNquthu, I have been very fortunate, know, growing up in such an interconnected and such a warm and such a nurturing environment to an extent whereby, the whole community basically, they have been so accommodating.
Yeah.
They have been so, or it's not even once I have ever experienced or any side remarks or ukuthi mhlawumbe sekhona a certain way abangibuka ngayo different from the rest of the kids. So growing up, it was such, because for me, yabo kwakuyindlela like a normal way, sidlala with the rest of my peers, my family. So all those supportive structures, they led to me, not even realizing, no man, there was actually something different for me. Because I think it was up until grade, 7 in my primary school. And I was like, why laba bekhula nge-heights? And mina, my height is not. But other than that, nobody has said like, no, why kukanjena, why unjena, or why kuizinto ekanje. It's like nje, no, kodwa vele waplana usiyazini singemthatha nombeka in such an environment ezomgruma, instill that resilience, that kind of confidence kuyena ukuthi no, when he gets outside uzoba ready for any challenges.
Yeah, and siyabonga like uyabonakala ukuthi you're someone that is exuding confidence. Uyazithemba nendlela nje oziphatha ngayo. But ngizama ukuhlehla nje ngicabange mesikhule emalokishini, our respective homes that we're living in. Mochaza noma kuchazwa bobantu basendaweni mhlambe ongazi what is dwarfism, ongenaso futhi isithombe what is scoliosis. Ungayibeka kanjani mhlambe?
So in layman's term, I can say dwarfism refers to a short stature. I-height yomuntu when it's below average, meaning masibheka isiqu somuntu ongasukile kakhulu egabadini ngokululeka. So i-height yakhe le ukuthi ijwayele ukuba njani ibamfishane kakhulu than the normal one. And then now we're moving on to scoliosis. Now we are looking at the deformity of the spinal cord, meaning it's not like the normal one is over straight. There are some deformities. Ayahluka either a C shape or S shape kuya ngomuntu. So it's kind of a deformity of the spine, basically. Scoliosis, yes.
Okay. Do you have an idea ukuthi ngesikhathi abazali bakho bethola about you're going to have dwarfism and you're going to be having scoliosis? Do you have an idea of your response yabo? Mhlawumbe ukuthi ba responda kanjani at finding out lezi ndaba lezi?
So long ngasho ukuthi I don't have the exact idea because I'm like never sat down and question ukuthi kwaba kanjani, but from what I've gathered around ukuthi from my mom, okay, from growing up, because what I do remember is that after my birth, I was like, okay, ngahlala esibhedlela for like 8 months after birth, because I don't know. But from that on, I think it's so, I'm not sure. I'm prepared or I'm making confidence my mom to actually, strive through and actually be resilient and I'm gonna be there throughout the step of the way. So for me, it's like right from the beginning, she was like, nope, I'm gonna see through his life, you know, his education, his everything from the beginning kusanda kusala.
Uke washo earlier on wathi nibabili kini kuma wakho.
Yes.
Menikhula, are there any words that she is saying to you? Are there any words that are particular ekukhuliseni kwakho abazali bakho abawashoyo kuwena to make sure ukuthi your confidence is not broken or your self-esteem is broken?
So technically, sikhule cause you know I'm from an extended family.
Yeah.
So it's not only my parents, khona ugogo, khona umalume, you know, it's a extended family. And mostly kukhule it's a Christian household. Khula kakhulu emthandazweni.
Yeah.
So such values, cause now you know ekhaya will normally pray like okay ekuseni and ntambama 7 p.m. and 5 a.m. So now such things, you know, ekuthenini no, in whatever happens, in whatever situation, you know, you have to know and believe also there's a certain reason, you know, God is using you as an instrument, you know, so what you need to do is to be prepared. So for them to like actually teach me the importance of umkhuleko, of actually believing in yourself, I think that has greatly contributed in the person that, you know, I've turned out to be, because now, you know, regardless of what happens, you know, technically there is a reason for the thing ukuthi yenzakale. It's meant to lead you somewhere. So for me, kusizile ukuthi in whatever situation maybe ezogcina isiqhamuka, you know ukuthi the important part ukuthi if God has put you there, it means he will see you through that thing. So izinto ey'kanjalo, the spiritual grounding from family, that support, you know, has actually ensured ukuthi I thrive in whatever environment engibe kuyona.
And uyabonakala ukuthi umuntu okhule ekhayeni with a good spiritual grounding. Ngizama ukucabanga for umuntu perhaps who doesn't have the same support structure or the same systems wena okhule ngaphansi kwawo. Kungaba kuthini umbono wakho kulo muntu loyo?
So to that person, because I can say about when it comes to a support structure, into ebaluleke kakhulu. Because now we do have maybe people maybe who can be differently able, but then without an adequate support system or structure, ekugcineni ekutheni because abanye they go to an extent one they don't see through their education, bengabi nandaba naye, and asabanye they even hide them, you know, ukuthi no ababayise ezikoleni because they are afraid they are different kuzokwenza lokhu nalokhu. So you know it's very important to have such family that will care enough, that will actually see through. Even okay, maybe you have a different abilities. It doesn't have to be school. You still go to maybe passionate about music. What are you doing about that? Assist leyo muntu loyo, you know. Try ukumtholela usizo, umtholela izinto angazenza. Try and see what's okay. Maybe your skill is not local, iloko ongakwenza. How do I support you? So such things now kuzobenza you know, those people to actually open up more, to actually be confident about leyo nto leyo abasuke beyifisa at that time. So I can say kubaluleke kakhulu ukuthi to have those people whom you know ukuthi regardless of what happens they will always anchor you, they will always foster that positive outlook, you know, empilweni yakho. So a support structure, it really builds up character, really builds up resilient yomuntu. So I can not emphasize it enough ukuthi kubaluleke kakhulu to have those people to just always be there for a certain person. They're always on track, they reach out to their goals, begcine bewa-achieving.
And is there ever a time la mawubuka back to your life where you felt limited by society's perceptions of you? And if there was such a time, do you remember or recall ukuthi wadlula kanjani kulezo zimo lezo?
So now when you say specifically to ama society's perspective, I can say not really, because njengoba ngishilo ukuthi right from growing up I've been fortunate enough in society bengikuyibe right. My primary school they were very supportive, high school Sorrel Stilias the same thing, but now what I can say is ama limiting factors will be accessibility, will be in terms of navigating spaces, because for you know maybe drawing back on when I got the UK at the time, you know, my first year, because you know with dwarfism I think for me it affects in a way with walking for long distances. I get tired easily, you know. So those extreme physical activities. So isn't kanjalo. And when you get to such a huge campus like UKZN, one lecture venue is over here, another one will be there. So you know, navigating all around those venues. So it was such an issue. So go by environment in a sense that you know before getting that motorized wheelchair to help me move across. Technically, what will happen is that my mom will have to carry me on her shoulders,
Hey.
to try and navigate that. From one lecture venue, we'll move there and then attend after sengiqedile. Okay, so ngilindile outside, then we move on to the next one, kanjalo kanjalo. So such things is not more of the society's perspective, but having an accessible environment, that's where you actually realize, okay, now here's a limitation. But other than that, no.
Yazi siyabonga kunomuntu la who's living with dwarfism that's watching this interview and is appreciating i-outlook yakho indlela obona ngayo izinto nendlela opositive ngayo. Ungathini mhlambe kulowo muntu yena ongazizwa feeling so positive or feeling so affirmed with someone that's living with dwarfism and scoliosis?
One, I can say yonke into it starts with your mentality as a person. So having something to be ambitious about, having that goal, having leyo nhlansi leyo yethi ukuthi okay, maybe mina this is what I want to achieve. So having that driving factor ekuthenini wena as a person, you need to have that grounding. It is of keep her motivated. Because actually, when I wake up every day, I wake up because I want to achieve this. So one thing I can say is that let them have that thing. And as much as ingabukeka at that certain point as something ekude kakhulu that they can't reach, if they are dedicated enough, and again bengishilo, with the right support structures, beba nabantu who will be willing to go an extra mile for them to ensure ukuthi they get to that point. So I can say, confidence, because we know we are not existing in isolation, we are interconnected. So now having those support structures, that community, abazothi no, we see you, we acknowledge you, this is how we can support you. So izinto kanjalo, starting from when, if you tell yourself ukuthi no, I'm not going to allow any side remarks, because I'm sure most of, or maybe some people may not be fortunate to grow up in environment whereby the community is understanding and what's not, and they are cool and what. Abanye, it might be another scenario. So now in that case, I can say for them to build in resilience within themselves. So that's umuntu azazi ukuthi okay, I am this, and this is not going to change. And now what I need to do is to accept this and now actually start building up my confidence, kukuwena ukuthi ukwenza kanjani. One might say spiritual grounding, one might say psychotherapy sessions, one might say anything, reading good books or anything ezokusiza ekuthenini wena ukuthi this will help me develop a positive outlook, ngikwazi ukumelana nezinto okubhekana with the challenges that may come across, because I think once you've established that kind of mindset, actually izinto becomes much more easier to maneuver around the challenges. Kube sekungcono having that goal you chasing ukuthi this is my goal, this is what I'm doing together. So izinto ekanjalo, I think they help that person ukuthi to actually develop, and nabo ekuthenini bebona ukuthi no, now you are seeing ukuthi bakhona abantu who are in your situation who could do it. Actually now we now emawusubheka ukuthi okay, now let's see ikuphi mina engakuzama, and if there are any challenges, maybe reaching out to certain people, ucele usizo, ubone ukuthi how am I assisted to better reach that goal.
Yeah. I mean, you're studying psychology and you're studying anthropology. Would you say ukuthi izimo odlule kuzona motivated what you are studying currently?
With the psychology and anthropology, those are the most two person-centered disciplines.
Okay.
And wathanda kakhulu, with the sense that they allow me to explore the society, because starting with anthropology, we're exploring a society in a broader context, looking at how cultures influence identity, how societies influences how we perceive people, how we as people interact and engage with one another in a broader societal context.
Yeah.
So such things ukubona and to actually understand ukuthi no, actually le reality lena enzakalayo can be explained in a theoretical concepts. And now moving on to psychology, now that's individual as centered approach. Ukuthi now you as a person, let's link it together with how the society has actually influenced you, in either how now you are behaving, in terms of your reactions, in terms of isn't kanjalo. So now it's kind of interlinked disciplines for me that actually have motivated me or intrigued me in sense of better understanding, because I'm a very person centered, having started, working with people,
Yeah.
understanding people, trying to be that beacon of hope, of inspiration. So for me,
yes.
I was like, actually, with these two disciplines, matching them together, I can actually probe into those deeper societal structures and challenges and actually get to understand what actually leads ekuthenini kuze kube nama-behaviors or people to perceive certain people in a certain way. So for me, those disciplines were like, no, the correct fits ekuthenini allowing me to do what I love and also at the same time trying to probe and address many underlying societal structures or systemic inequalities.
I mean, if we take a step back, isibuyele high school yakho, you were DAX, which is the highest accolade umfundi angayithola mesesikoleni. At what point did you realize ukuthi yazini imfundo ibalekile futhi iyona engizokwazi ukuyisebenzisa ohambweni lami?
So maybe when it comes to ukubaleka kwemfundo, I can draw back to because in my family we've already had like 3 graduates before me. So now for me it was like a tradition to follow through. To know actually, because they may value education, they believe ukuthi it's one of the most powerful weapons use to change actually your story, to rewrite those narratives and actually make a better living out of yourself. So for me, ngathi sengifika lapha, I was like, no, actually I'm gonna follow through that and actually not settling for mediocrity, saying ukuthi mawufika laphana, because especially because we've got people, because okay, let's say for example in high school, what pass mark is 30%, right? And like people will be like happy with a 50 or 60. I'm like, nope, that's not gonna work for me. Never. I know what's maybe a real pass mark, maybe because now I understand what's when you aim for the impossible, you'll always land on greatness. So if you're gonna push yourself to the limits, uyitshela ukuthi nope, I wanna get this 90. Even if ungasafika ngalowo 90, you know very well you might land on the late 80s or 85. So it becomes into ephuma from you yourself ukuthi if you know the end goal, njengami ukuthi maybe becoming a clinical psychologist, you know to get there you need good grades, you need to balance wazi ekuthenini to get opportunities, because there are a lot of great benefits that comes with academic excellence. You get exposure, you get sihleli kuma-levels Gagas FM, academic excellence. So izinto ey'kanjalo, so you get exposed, you get experience and benefits, even when it comes to studying scholarships and kanjalo. So for me, I was like, end goal ilayana. Then in order to get there, I know I need to achieve certain results. So for me, that was like a driving factor, a driving force with my family. Was nope, ekhaya vele bafundile. So now I also need to go there and just step it a notch, just to rewrite those narratives or whatever doubts that some people may have. With it's actually possible to actually achieve excellence regardless of the challenges.
I mean, ukhuluma nge-excellence, summa cum laude, 21 distinctions. But akuyona into ezakalula le. Akuyona into ezakalula. Like what are the challenges that one encounters? Methi nje siyabonga ngiyafisa nami ukuthi ngibe umfundi ozibeka ezingeni eliphezulu. What are some of the challenges kodwa odlula kuzona to get to that level?
Ayidlali academic pressure. It is real. Kushube kakhulu. So having to sacrifice isikhathi sakho, having to minimize, because what I normally say with abantu ukuthi it's all about the balance okokuqala, being able to manage your time. If you're not gonna be able to that's when iqala lapho isokuba i-challenge. Sekuthenini now you end up doing one or thing isiba more than logo under academics, like gcine sekusileka ngapha sekunyuka ngapha. So for me, because now another thing what I've noticed, most people would like tend to, whenever kuzoba exam season umuntu ezostudisha, cross nights and 9 hours straight and all those things 2 days before sebeyaqala. So that never works. One, i-burnout uzokhathala, izinto ey'kanjalo. So for me, it has been being consistent, of which for some people this can be a challenge, because now for me what I can do is that bekukuthatha 3 hours, daily, recapping on that work, and then you rest 3 hours again. By the time it figure exams, you are recapping information so gone. Instead of ukuthi 2 days before khani uqala wena the semester work all in a couple of days. That I mean, for some people it may work, but it will never get you to that level. That is why people must away level. They tend to cycle for anything with time. Mangithola 50 pass mark sengidlulile. Because now mawuqala kusase early into and again une end goal. Ukuthi this is what I want to achieve. Planning and together I need to do this and being disciplined, staying the course.
Yeah.
Doing what you have to do even when you don't like it. Those are the sweats and sacrifices. So for me, I wouldn't say late nights or my challenges, but it's all about maintaining.
Yeah.
I also have time for any social life. You balance with your friends, having people will understand no. When it's time to study, it's time to study. When it's time to socialize, we go out again. I go in. So now, one person maybe challenging I want to see, are they actually mentally ready to be staying on the course, be disciplined, being
Yeah.
consistent.
Yeah.
So if they are willing to put in the efforts, they are willing to do that, I think ingalula kakhulu kungenzeka.
But there are particular challenges that come with living with disabilities when it comes to imfundo, not just nje iy'nkinga lezi noma iy'nselelo abantu ababhekana nazo. What would you say are those challenges ey'bhekana particularly ke manje uke washo ukuthi ama-distance walking from one lecture to the other? What are some of the other challenges abantu that are living with disabilities ababhekana nazo enyuvesi?
So maybe mhlawumbe drawing from a broader aspect, one will be njengoba sengimentionile ebaluleke kakhulu accessibility. Ukuthi because not only in my case we've got laphana a diverse range of disabilities, one with deafness, one with it might be even a blindness. So isn't kanjalo of course, for example, limited resources ey'koleni nama asashort kakhulu.
Yeah.
Because now you will find that in certain institutions when it comes to person ozosebenzisa i-sign language, as a means of communication, ama-interpreters limited kakhulu. Because now we-interpreter, let's say in an institution awu-2 kuphela and ama-student maybe awu-5 ayidingayo. Because leyo interpreter needs to be present kuma-lectures aleyo student. Mayiphuma la iyom-interpreter in this lecture. So, those kind of limited resources asesekhona namanje. And also when it comes to lontuza, preparedness, I don't think when it comes to the higher education is doing enough to train people for about differently able and prepare them for the working world. Because okay, now you are done with your qualification. How do you navigate this space that was not initially designed with your needs in mind? Because now most spaces mawufika kubona uzofika okay usufikile in a learnership site, one there is no ramp, you can't get in. Ufike lapho ne the buildings maybe no elevators into kanjalo. So now as much as there are adjustments still asenziwa, but still kusekuningi okushodayo and issues yabo while nje usafunda ziningi kakhulu esibhekana nawo, funding issues. We've got mostly especially abazosebenzisa u-NSFAS. You see even on my case using ilontos when it comes to registering usuzobuya the following year. Now NSFAS had a debt of around like 68K in my case. Obungakhaviwe ababangawukhokhanga. So now registering kuba inkinga kakhulu, because now and not only registering ugcina sekuba nenkinga, because in my case even after graduating I couldn't get a degree yami. Bayibamba because isikole sithini you can't get it usenesikweletu. So izinto ey'kanjalo. So you see, even if now usufuna like imisebenzi usufuna in as much as ugraduatile, but still what do you have for it to prove ukuthi no actually izinto ekanje ngiqedile ngempela. So such challenges ukuthi funding ama-resources awekho, iy'nkinga ziningi ababhekana nazo, but it's all about being able to maneuver around those challenges and hoping for the best ukuthi hayi kahle kuyohlangana.
Yeah, you speak of your mother as someone who's been insika when it comes to khula kwakho nemfundo yakho futhi. What would you say nje kuma wakho njengamanje nje ukumbonga nje for the role that she has played?
No, actually angiboni ukuthi ngakhona amagama enough to describe, ukuthi how grateful actually I am for my sacrifice. Njengoba ngisho umuntu who will ensure ukuthi she sees through my education. She makes sure ukuthi wherever I am well off. It's a great environment. So for me ukumbonga kakhulu and for God for placing her ukuthi yena in particular to be in my life. I think angazi ngiswele amagama kahle kahle. So actually ukubonga kahle kahle for all that she has done for me. So from me just to say ukubonga kakhulu, you know, for all the sacrifices awenzile, you know, for all the love, for all ama-teachings akhe zonke lezi zinto le into grooming me into this confident orator that I am today. So ukubonga kakhulu, angiboni ukuthi kukhona mhlawumbe engakusho kunye that can actually encapsulate, you know, the way of how grateful I am.
Yeah. And if we look back nje to ama achievements akho or now, what would you say is the proudest moment or experience empilweni yakho?
Ooh, I think Elias Makumlado takes the spot.
You know,
when you are actually on that stage and that standing ovation and like actually recognizing no, your hard work is actually paid off. It's like a reflection of what's you getting the recognition, the hard work, the hours you've been putting in.
Yeah.
At the end, now you are saying no. Actually, they are recognizing you. Is it you were able even to like reflect on yourself? No, I've been consistent enough. You know, I've stayed the course. So for me, that was the most gracious moment. You know, actually being walking that stage with all the standing ovation, one of the proudest moments in my academic achievement accolades.
Siyabonga inyanga yabantu abasha, we're celebrating abantu abasha abenza izinto ezidlulele ngendlela ehlukile. Kunomuntu that is watching this interview njengamanje othi I'm living with dwarfism or I'm living with disability and kunzima kumina. Imaphi nje amazwi ongawadlulisa kulowo muntu kanjalo noma ozizwa kanjalo?
So basically engakusho in that case ukuthi one, yes, there will always be challenges. You know, life has never been ukuthi flat or ifike nes map ukuthi okay, this is how you navigate. You know, njengoba sengishilo okwakho is to like mawune strong mentality, positive outlook, ekuthenini you know yourself ukuthi regardless ukuthi maybe bengathini abantu or when if you know ukuthi the end goal, this is what I want to reach at the end, and staying the course, having the right support structure is very important. Ukuthi ube nabantu ukuthi no, ngiyazi ukuthi when it's too much I just need I have someone to talk to and nomuntu engakhuluma naye inkinga, and also not letting any ama-challenges or any inkinga mhlawumbe ongabhekana nayo zi-acts as a setback. So for me, because even in an academic space for someone maybe ungafika it's no, but maybe I'm doing my first year and then my first semester my results were hectic and now I don't think I can bounce back, you know. So for me it's like, okay, recognizing the first step was okay, this is actually what I've achieved, but now having a plan was how are you planning to come back from that, you know. So for me it's very important to like accept what is, to let go of what was, and have faith in what will be, you know. In that sense, regardless of what has happened, if you believe no, actually I have faith I can still do better. And not only that faith, if I am my actions, because now I do have this faith, but now what am I doing about it, you know. What are you putting in it? Let those practical actions or measures speak for themselves. So no, actually it's not the end. I might have, because if I can tell you, just after universities, first assessment marks,
Sure.
but now when you are reflecting, you know, let that not discourage you. Actually take those comments, that constructive criticism, and actually work on it, and then, you know, you can, you know, strive and achieve that very excellence.
And we're about to close njengamanje wenza honors yakho futhi uneinhlelo zokufika ka masters naka PhD. What would you say is the biggest motivation behind uqhubeka kwakho imfundo?
So for me, especially kulo mkhakha lona, the biggest motivation is changing people's life. You know, one life at a time, because now being in such a career of which I can say, especially in the Black or African communities, the most overlooked one. You know, amounts of figures, you are psychologists, because even myself growing up, I've never like heard or seen anyone, you know, in my area saying when they grow up they want to be a psychologist or isn't Eganjalo. So now trying to be in that space, trying to rewrite those stereotypic views associated, you know, with mental health, considering which even June is immense mental health awareness month, you know, because those are the most of what I can say demographic population group, you know, that tends to like have or hold those stereotypical stigmatic views, mental health, bottling things up. So for me, it's like trying to take a psychology into people, trying to once I'm qualified, trying to partner with people and then try to organize those campaigns, especially in my rural area. But no, actually there is isn't because for them they might experience them but not even knowing how to conceptualize them
Yeah.
or how to deal with them. So such issues ama-mental health kubalulekile kakhulu ukuthini, because now the issue is not even about having inkinga ekuthenini then you can only start going for a psychotherapy, just going there for a random check-in, for your own mental well-being, just to go with okay, namhlanje I'm not feeling happy. It doesn't have to be a significant thing ukuthi I've lost my job, I've lost in that random checkup, ukuthi nje going in there trying to anchor yourself, trying to anchor your goals, izinto ey'kanjalo. For me, being in this discipline will allow me to make that significant impact, in people's lives, to encourage them, to better take care, of their mental well-being, to assist them with coping, especially in the clinical aspects with the severe, psychotic illnesses.
Siyabonga njoba ukhuluma njengamanje about seeking therapy and men's mental health. Siyazi ukuthi abantu besilisa are the ones that don't seek mental help the most. Ungasho ukuthini wena inkolelo zakho around men seeking mental help?
So for me, I think it stems from a lot of societies that are most predominantly, what I can say, because I don't want to bring in the patriarchal, aspects, but now in such societies as in now a man, Babo Muzi going to another stranger talking about their issues, isn't that they are so, they frown upon them, isn't it? But now, also when it comes to now, within the psychology now, in the South African context, because now what we do, Tina, we try as much to conceptualize it. We don't just passively adopt those Western paradigms. So, for example, most of figure now we are trying to rewrite the scripture and actually saying we do understand when as an individual, you might have a certain issue, but now we understand you are not in isolation. There are a lot of factors that come into play. Your culture, your spiritual grounding, your family. Isn't it? So now it's all about assessing all those aspects gumuntu and actually coming up with an appropriate intervention.
Yeah.
How do we actually navigate and develop our intervention that may assist one, as a better coping mechanisms.
And speaking of culture, zikhona yini mhlambe inkolelo that you use, traditional beliefs that you bring into therapy?
Njengoba ngishilo, definitely, as much as okay, I'm not yet as qualified to be in such a space of diagnosing, but now with what I've learned so far is that what happens actually, we do bring in that aspects of culture. We do recognize what we call a culture bound syndrome. Actually, in that particular area, no, we do actually analyze umuntu who may be presenting with such psychotic symptoms. In that particular area, they might say unobizo. They might say actually maybe mafufunyana madimoni. They might say so. Isn't it? We take it into consideration, and then with that, as I've said, with anthropology we look, because we study from cultures at ethnomedicine. Okay, in that particular culture, they must identify how do they actually heal it. Okay, it's it's a very holistic intervention. Okay, let's see is it gonna work, or maybe let's see how we can integrate with such mental health services. So we definitely do take into consideration what are your perceptions in your society? How do you view it? And now how can we actually integrate your aspects with these models into coming up with effective interventions?
No, siyabonga kakhulu for joining us here ku Elevate. I think ushintshe kakhulu indlela esibuka ngayo abantu that are living with disabilities, your positive outlook, your approach yakho to empilweni. Thank you so much. We wish you nothing but the best.
Ngiyabonga kakhulu for having me today. Thank you.
Well, there you have it. That is all. That's where we're going to leave it for today. Please do share your comments and your thoughts to this conversation. Also like our page. It is Ikakasi FM. Until the next one.